Hello viewers, hope you all doing good. And in the last video, we have talked more about the transaction codes. So now we will see in practical how this transaction codes work. So this is the main window of an SAP Easy Access. Um, um, in the last video, I have said that mainly we use this transaction code to reduce the time and to direct access to the screens of the SAP modules. So, so if without a transaction code, we have to go to the main tool of main menu of tools. Then we have to click the ABAP workbench. Then under that we have overview, development, test, and all the transaction comes under this. So it is like a long way to reach the needed screen or the needed modules page to go. So to avoid that, one thing we using the transaction code. So the mainly using transaction code is the SE11. So in this transaction code is the most frequently used by the SAP ABAPers. It is used to create, view and maintain data dictionary objects. So we can use SE11 to create or manage database tables. That means that table structure, fields, data elements, and all the technical settings we can done in this S11. Next, there is also a view which we combine data from multiple data tables. That means the database view, projection, help view, maintenance views, everything is comes under this SE11. And if you see, there are also a data types. We can give our own data, create our own data types. Under that data types, there are data elements, domains, structures, and much more activities are done in SE11. Next is a SE38 transaction. So this transaction code is the most important transaction codes in SAP ABAP. It is to create, edit, execute, and manage the ABAP programs. The programs also we call it as reports. So here we can create ABAP programs, edit or modify the existing programs. Um, So we can check syntax and activate our programs. We can execute, that means run programs directly. We can create, include programs, function modules, and also we can create our subroutines. So also here in SE 38, we manage variants, text elements, and program attributes. If you click one, there it's a kind of a links of screens. Once if you click create, it will go to the next page of where you can have to give an in-depth details about the programs, and then you have to save, whether you want to save it in your own package or in a local object. Everything we have to give by clicking on the screens. So next transaction code is SC80, is the Central Development Environment in SAP ABAP Workbench. It provides a single place to create, edit, and manage all development objects like programs, classes, the function modules, tables, and much more. So in this video, in this screen, we have a left panel and the right panel. The left panel is for browse through packages, programs, classes, what are the creations of these objects. So the right panel is to view or edit the selected objects. And our common use cases of the SE80 is to create a new program. To create that, you have to write a program name which starts with Z, and you have to click the create and write the code. Then you have to activate, and once the activation is done, you have to execute. Then you can create a class or function module. Here you have to give a select a class or the function group, then you have to create, then you have to define methods and functions under this class and functions. Next, we can access the data dictionary. If you want to navigate to tables or domain views, You can do it directly within SE80. The main is module pool application is built in SE80, where we can create a program, add the screen, we can add on the GUI status, and all the logics of PBO and PAI is in one place under this SE80. There are a lot of things we can do under this SE80. So most of the ABAPers uh, have their much time in this SE80. So this is a SE18 transaction code screen where you can create a new baddie definitions, and you can display or change the existing baddie. And the baddie name always starts with the Z, and baddie is defined, like for example Z underscore baddie underscore sales. The name should be comes along with the baddie. So in this, the enhancement spot are used to group multiple related baddies, or we can provide structure and reusability for enhancements. And also we can control where in standard SAP codes the enhancements can be done. We can say it is kind of a folder or container for a data definitions, which the items inside the folder. The baddie we creating is comes inside this container, also known as the enhancement spot. So in this enhancement spot checkbox, we have to give the enhancement spot name, like it also starts with Z, for example Z underscore sales underscore. You can also give a hint name as ENH. So next one is a SE19. This is used by ABAP developers to implement or enhance the logic used in a baddie, which one we already created, or the standard baddie. This is the implementation side. So you can see it is the initial screen for implementation for the created baddie or a standard baddie. So in this, you can see two of the options. One is to edit the implementation and another one is to create an implementation. The edit the implementation, which is already created, that name, enhancement implementation name, is given in the implementation checkbox, and we can go and edit. Create implementation means we are creating a new baddie. There is two options. One is a new baddie and the another one is classic baddie. We'll see all about this baddie and enhancement in a single topic in the upcoming video. So the next transaction code is ST05. So this is the ST05 main page, the performance trace, and it is also called as SQL. Trace is the one of the most powerful performance tuning tools in SAP. It is used to trace database operations like select, insert, update, delete, or much more, and executed by ABAP programs, helping developers find inefficient SQL statements or missing indexes or so in this in this trace performance trace, you have to select the trace type, whether you want to trace an SQL trace, then enable the SQL trace, or if you want to check the so in case of the buffer usage, there will be a performance problem. So to check the buffer, how much the buffer is used, you have to enable the buffer trace. And there is also a remote function calls. There will be also problem to reduce the performance. So we have to enable that RFC trace. So there are, so you can select which one you have to analyze and trace. So when we use the ST05 performance trace, to to use it as effective one, always restrict the trace to a single user. Never trace all in a production systems. You have to trace it in each SQL definitions. So next you have to trace off immediately after you finish to avoid large log files, and you have to use display SQL summary to view all statements sorted by execution time. So this is all the tips you have to follow when you are using the ST05 performance trace. So the main use of ST05 is to detect the slow or repeated select statements, identify missing indexes on database tables, and to find the redundant database read. Sometimes the unnecessary database or keep on reading on the behind. So to find which one is running unnecessarily, we have to use this ST05, and to optimize open SQL queries for better performance. This is all about transaction codes, that we have more transaction codes like smart forms, we have SAT runtime analysis, style forms, and much more. We'll see in the next videos. Thank you for watching this video. If you feel that this video has enough information for especially students, beginners, and freshers who are looking to take their career in SAP ABAP as a developer, then please share it to with them. And thank you for watching.